The Fulani Manasato. How had you the I home my poor banya, a poor bahomania. I home mania. I'm walking on Mohania, I don't want to hammer him. More surrounding I one day, I poor, sir. I didn't bring it down in Nigeria, anyone did, but man, all Ibu Madu, Kage, Disabia, all into Arikotuche. Na Buruburu Pokoro, Table.
It's been all over the news what you went through, and it's quite unfortunate. We would like to know if you can tell us what actually happened that day as you set off.
We went to one of my dioceses, that is Isuochi diocese in the Isuochi local government of Abia State, for the induction of the national president of Association of Methodist Brigades. I was about rushing back to Owerri Airport around few minutes to 3 as we were coming from Ndawa in the Isuochi local government, heading towards Leru. In fact, the boundary between Ndawa and Leru in the Isuochi local government, we saw boys, 3, came out. I thought there were only 3. And I told the driver of my Bishop of Owerri that they are kidnappers, because they were pointing gun at us. And as he was speeding, those ones in front cleared. The ones at the right-hand side were firing at the vehicle, firing. Probably they got the tire, and the driver lost control. He lost control. If he was not wearing this seat belt, it could have been a disaster. So the car swerved to the left and landed on the part of the road. We all came out. Those in front came, those at the side came, those from behind came, but the driver and our cameraman, the communication man from my office, ran away, leaving me, my chaplain and Bishop of Owerri. We were kidnapped. And the man said, fast, you must follow us. We are kidnappers. We are not joking. He said, we are not robbers, we are kidnappers. Follow us, we're only kidnapping for ransom. We need your money. So we followed them. We went far into the bush. After we have trekked about 1.5 kilometers, they stopped somewhere. At that point, they took our shoes, all of us. Then we were going with only socks. So they moved again from there. That was around something to 7, 6:45. They moved again to inside the bush. But I knew the geography. They were not walking straight. They moved to the left. They come back. They moved to the right. So they were not maintaining a location. Around 10:30, they gave us our shoes. They said, we are going to travel quite a distance. And the night has come and it was darkness. So they gave us back our shoes. So we're moving in the bush. We went to another place, 11:30 dot. They asked me, Oga, sit down. Old man, sit down. By then, I was bleeding because I hit my right side of my face on a tree, and blood was pouring. So I used the first handkerchief, soaking blood, and when it was fully soaked, I threw it away. They picked it and gave back to me. I told them I have no need of it. I brought another one soaked with blood again. They didn't say sorry. So it was that place we sat down, 11:30. They said, each of we will pay us 50 million naira. I said, there's nothing like that too. Commander, none of us have such money. We are working in the church. We don't have such money, but we will manage. We tell our members to raise 10 million to give to you. You say you think we are joking? We are not joking, no. We are saying you have to give us 150 million. So
150
million naira. So we moved again and came to another place. You say, okay, let us talk now. How much do you say you can pay? I said 50 million. They took my bishop of Owore. He lied down flat, and somebody used a knife to cut off his head. Somebody pointed gun at him. He said, when the blood of this man gushes out and spills on you, you old man will know that we are not joking. I said, please don't kill. Don't kill anybody because of money. We must endeavor to tell our members to borrow money and pay you. When we recover, if we are alive, we'll find a way of also borrowing from friends or from contributions from well-meaning members of the church to pay back whatever we have borrowed. So they said I should call our man. I called our man, conference led president. I said, these people, I say we must pay 100 million. He said, can I negotiate? I said, you may try, but negotiating is not helpful at this time because we are between the blues and the deep seas. So he called them and said, I'll give you 20 million. They said, okay, we'll fire you. I said, don't worry, we are going to give you 100 million. That's what we requested for. Leave us alive. They say you'll be alive provided you don't remove a kobo from 100 million. So I started mobilizing our people, calling the various officers of the church and telling them, narrating our experience to them, asking them to try to raise from here and there, borrowing from contributions, 100 million, even if it means starving our staff for the next 2 or 3 months. So fortunately, by 12 noon the following day, I called and they were hearing it. They said they had raised 80, but they're expecting some money to come in. I said, is it cash? They said yes. They said, okay. I'll call you back by 3 o'clock. So I was even dozing because I was weak. At 3, their leader called me, Oga old man. So that was my name in the bush. So I woke up. Said, Oga old man, call your people. We are serious. We don't want to waste time. Meanwhile, he was wearing my other wristwatch. He took away from me, which he refused to release to me. So he said, call that man. I called the man. And we exchanged greetings because many of my bishops and archbishops have gathered at a place. Say, how much do you have? They said, we have been able to gather 130 million. I said, okay, please, say, package 100 million for these people. The man said, Oga, old man, wait, give me your phone. I gave him. He called the man and said, go and buy 5 Ghana must go. That's what he told him. Buy Ghana must go 5. We want 20 million, 20 million, 20 million. And no money should not be led by 1 kobo. If it is led by 1 kobo, we kill this old man and the other 2 men. We are not joking. If you come from there, you see where we have dumped those who were stubborn. We have killed them and dumped them inside the gully. And there was a gully there, actually. So they kill people, cut off their heads and dump them there.
You saw the gully?
I saw the gully, but I didn't see the body. I didn't want to attempt to go there because it's scary. So now, I asked them, how would they pay the money? They took one of our phones and started communicating with them. They called the man and said, we will tell you where to come and drop the money. So they went towards from that Ibi River, boundary between Isuochi and Ihube. They came and called him. They said the man came out from Godo and was going to Leru. They said, no, come back. The man came back. They said, pass, go. The man went to us, a place called Lomara, to Nato. They said, no, come back. They were checking whether there were soldiers or police with them. When they saw they were not coming with soldiers and police, they now said, come. So they turned towards Old Road to Ihube from Isuochi. They stopped there. Within a twinkle of an eye, motorcycles came from nowhere. Then another vehicle, a truck without plate number. They came with the vehicle. They were, after counting each bag, they threw it into that place.
It counts.
They were counting. They counted. When it is complete, they now, it was around 6:30. They called the small boy, the youngest, who I guess is about 18 years. I have children, so I know the ages of children. So the boy said to me, Oga, you are lucky. You are going home. Our money is complete. So bye-bye. I said, bye-bye what? I don't know where you kept us, but I know. I'm from there. I'm from Ihube. That's my home.
I was going to ask you, you seem to know the area. You're calling the names of communities.
Yeah, I'm from area. I'm from Ihube. And my father worked at a Nato as a shop teacher. So I know the terrain. We used to trek when vehicles were not rampant.
So you were basically kidnapped and put in your backyard?
I was kidnapped.
In your backyard?
Yes, my backyard. They didn't know I know. I didn't want to disclose it to them. So they said, where are you going to? I said, Lagos. I said, okay. When they pay me money. So the boy said we should go. I said, how do we go? Now we don't know roads. He said, follow me. He took us to the side of the bush, a third road, though dilapidated. He said, follow here straight to Ihube. And he brought us to boundary where you saw goodbye from Abia and welcome to Ihube, so Imo. So he said, walk straight that third road. You get to a village square. You see people there. And that's my home, a place we call Akbugo. And we want to, so we were moving. When we have trekked for about 7 to 8 kilometers on foot, we saw motorcycles. That was conveying my bishops. 4 of my bishops used motorcycle to come and look for us. So we mounted them. So it's only me that was one person in a motorcycle. The other one were 2, 3. So they took us to where they parked their cars in front of a Catholic church. So we entered and went to the church. That was how we were set free. No 100 million, no release. So I had people saying things that were not true. No government had a hand in our release. No government. It was Methodist Church, Nigeria.
I was going to that because we spoke to some state governors in the Southeast. Some of them said, other states said immediately he heard about your captivity that he swung into action. And then we asked the police. The police said that they released men to come after you. But you say that no security official helped. But is that really true?
I didn't know what happened outside the bush. I was in the bush. I didn't know what happened. But the people said if they saw any policeman or gun, they will instruct the 2 boys in the bush to kill us. So that boy said, you are lucky. You behaved, you cooperated, no policeman, no disturbance, so we are taking our money. You can go. But I was told that as the men who delivered the money were going, they saw some policemen from nowhere in uniform, asking them, did you pay ransom? They didn't talk to them. How much did you pay? They didn't talk to them. They said there was one man who introduced himself as director of state security. Another man introduced himself as director of military intelligence. Another man said he was the officer commanding the mobile squad. They saw them. They refused, because of what I told them, they refused to tell them that they released ransom. So they only met them there, and one of our men called the commissioner, so please let their men go, that they don't need them at this time. But when I spoke with Governor Ikpeazu, when I had returned, I was at Damgrade Hotel, Omaya. Ikpeazu called me and said, congratulations, we heard that you have been released. My political associate said you have been released. However, we sent people. I said, I didn't see anybody. I didn't see anybody you sent. So when I asked the other man, because he was in the hotel, he said, yes, he saw those people coming. He said, no military action, no firing, nothing. Please just go so that our men will be safe. Our prelate is so important to us. Our prelate is a national and international figure, so we don't want any exchange of fire. They say, okay, they have identified the place, the location, that they will come after them the next day. That was, is it Monday or Tuesday? They will come after them yesterday. I don't know whether they went or not.
My question is, how did they profile you to bill you 50 million naira per person? Were you dressed in your...
I was wearing my BB uniform. I was wearing my collar. But if you see a big man, you will know. You can differentiate a big man from a poor man. Without being told, you will know. So they knew that I was somebody in the society. Moreover, they looked at my passport with visa. And I had UK visa for 10 years. It's not the ordinary person that gets UK visa. They studied it. Not the ordinary person that the highest UK can give you 2 years visa. They renew it every 2 years, but I was given 10 years straight visa. So I can travel and come back. I also have a US visa, 5 years. So they saw it. And one of them was, I think, was somehow educated. So he calculated that this man must be somebody in the society. But he said that you're a big man in the church. You are a Imam Christian. That if I were a politician, they would collect the money and kill me. My man had it. But that the thing that saved me was that I was not a politician. That if they see Buhari or his men, politicians, they will kill them, because that they are causing all the problem young people are having in Nigeria. Even though the young man said his father was a Sudanese who lived at Omaya. My father was on cow trade. But that it was through the relationship with the Fulanis, with the Igbo boys, he grew with them, went to school with them, that he now started speaking Igbo fluently.
So they spoke Igbo too?
Yes, that yellow one spoke Igbo.
Okay, sir, you don't look like what you've been through, to be honest. How are you coping emotionally?
Part of our training, when we were trained as ministers, sometimes we go on what we call endurance trek. Endurance trek. Normally I lecture at them, the white people. They will take us from Umuahia to Ohafia on leg, on foot. We will trek back. Sometimes we'll be, quite a distance. Sometimes they put us to rigorous things. They trained us how to have emotional intelligence, emotional, what they call emotional stability, and what they call mind tranquility. So if the whole world is collapsing, you have what we call the peace that passeth all understanding. Your mind will be calm. So if the doctor that examined me, when he came panicking, the director of Federal Medical Center, he marveled. He showed that because my BP was just 130/80. He said, why your BP is normal? After all this, I said, yes, I have stabilized my mind. And I equally said to God, forgive all my sins. So if this is the end, should not, God, don't allow me to suffer in hell. Just like Jesus, that man said, they said to Jesus, remember me in your kingdom. And Jesus said, today you rest with me in paradise. I was prepared to go to die and go to heaven. But I made the last minute confession of whatever sin of commission or omission I had against me.
Mana ndị mmadụ na-asị na ịkwụrụ ụgwọ ego ole ka ịkwụrụ kedu ka isi nweta ego ahụ ịkwụrụ nakwa gọọmenti Naịjirịa sisi akwụzi na ndị ntọrọ ụgwọ mana ịkwụrụ ụgwọ.
Is it their money? They want me to be killed? No. I should not be killed. Please. If anybody can free himself, it's not their money. Exactly. It is the church. We didn't ask government to give us money. Look at people that are demanding for 100 million or so. Since after the train incident, they are inside the bush. When they kill them, they say it's the will of God. What will of God? For me, I believe in what Jonathan said. Jonathan said, my ambition is not worth a drop of the blood of any Nigerian. So people may be callous about human life. In fact, I said that the purpose of government, the sole aim of government is to protect lives and property. That's security. Any government that fails in security has failed. It's a failed government. I want to actually menwe nde mmadụ abụọ nde mmadụ unu na-akpọ n'osisi oyibo 2 million. Ofu onye kwụọ iri naira ise naira iri ise were gbakọ 50 million ịtụgharịa ya ọ ga-enye gị 100 million. So ndị tụrụ ego ahụ ụmụ nwoke na ụmụ nwaanyị Methodist Church Nigeria onweghị onye nyere ha aka. And ha bịara hụ na ebe ha nọ na-ebe akwa na-eti mkpu ebe ọbụla ha gadara asị na a chọrọ ego ha were aka ha hazie ego ahụ were kwụọ were nye akwụọ bank adịghị ọhịa ga-eji mara ha tụrụ ya ụtụ ndị ebute hazie ya bute. So all ndị chọọchị ndị na-ekpe chọọchị ndị kwenyere na ofufe anyị all ndị tụrụ ego ahụ bute.
Just to take you back a little bit, you don't think that paying ransom will encourage these people and arm them the more?
I don't want to hear what you are saying. I want to live. I don't want to die. If I die, what will you say? You say, arise on compatriot Nigeria. What in Nigeria call rubbish. Self-security is the first thing. Security. You have to promote security. That's why in Maslow's management theory, there is higher needs, there is other needs, and there is lowest need. But among higher needs, the highest need, number 1 is food. Number 2, security. Number 3, shelter. You must know, as somebody who went to university. So security is important after food. So I was prepared for my security. I want to live. I don't want to die in the hands of kidnappers.
All right, so one last question.
And it will be disgraceful for me at my old age, for people from Fulani, because all of them were Fulani. I told you that. You see the mark here of their prayer, but they are not Hausa. They are Fulani. Their language, I know Fufu there. I know Fufu the language. I lived in the north for 10 years. Go out to my gate, you see Fulani people. If you see my people here, I lived with them for 9 years. When I was in Canada, I lived with the Hausa Fulani, Hausa Muslim for 10 years. Ask them as you are going now, how I relate with them. They can't harm me because I take good care of them. I show them the value of man, egalitarianism. But you don't come and grade men. This is inferior. This is superior. That is rubbish. Nobody is inferior.
So their language, they were speaking Fufude to you?
Yes, they were. I didn't hear them, but they Fufude.
Ọnọdụ nchekwa adịkwa n'ala Igbo maka na kwa ụbọchị kwa ụbọchị na-anụ ntụgbu ụzọ kwụ na mpaghara Igbo dị iche iche. Kedu ihe ị ga-ekwu maka ọnọdụ nchekwa n'ọwụwa anyanwụ? Kedu ihe ị ga-agwa ndị gọọmenti?
Nchekwa, ọnọdụ nchekwa na Naịjirịa dịkwa na mma nke ọwụwa anyanwụ ji adị mma. Ịhụrụ ihe na-eme na Zamfara. Ị na-akwa ịwụ onye gụrụ akwụkwọ. Ịhụ ihe na-eme na Borno. Ịhụ ihe na-eme na Yobe. Ịhụ ihe na-eme na Adamawa. Ịhụ ihe na-eme na Katsina. Ịhụ ihe na-eme na Niger State. Ịhụ ihe na-eme na steeti ndị ugwu. Ịhụ ihe na-eme na Plateau State. Ọgbaghara dị ebe niile n'ihi na ndị na-achị anyị amaghị ha na-akpọ ọchịchị. Ka m gwakwa ha eziokwu, ndị na-achị anyị ha nọ n'ọnụ egbe maka ụmụaka ahụ si ha hụ ndị ọchịchị na ha ga-egbu ha, ma nwanne ha nwoke onye isi ala na ha ga-egbu ya taa anụ na ọ dịrị ha n'ọnọdụ ọjọọ na ya mere ha ji awa ọhịa.
So if you could go through this as a high-profile person in the society, what happens to the common man?
The common man, now some of them have been there in the kidnappers them for 10 months, 12 months, 15, because they don't have money. Yeah, the money is what they are looking for. You give them money, they release you. And government is not giving them the money. So how can you say you will not pay money, but you will not protect your people? So the best thing is to clear the bush of all these people so that people can walk through it. Okay, you know that around the Isuochi where we went, they kidnap people around Omako. Earlier they kidnapped people where they kidnapped us. So kidnapping is going on there.